the right thing. Joining me now to discuss, Republican Congressman Andy Biggs from Arizona, a member of both the Judicial Committee and Freedom Caucus. Representative Biggs, thanks for joining.
Good to be with you, Charles.
It's great to have you. President Trump talking very tough, of course, yesterday. The Iranian leader saying there'll be severe consequences. On one part of that, of course, that says that he knows or believes this is an amazing deal that the Iranians got, and yet you have Macron at the White House, followed later this week by Angela Merkel, both trying to talk President Trump into us staying in this.
Yeah, you have to realize that Iran really believes they got a good deal out of this, and they did get a good deal out of this. Iran's not threatening us directly in our homeland, but what they are doing is they're engaged in some proxy activities in the region, and that's a problem. And President Trump knows that's a problem, and he has said everywhere I go, the real problem, and whether it's Yemen or Syria, it's coming from Iran. And also, the deal just was not good to begin with for the United States. So he's trying to, I think, leverage and make a point, and maybe there will be a new deal. But if it is, it's going to be a deal that works for the United States of America and not for Iran.
Now, as President Macron said on Fox News Sunday that there was no plan B. In other words, it's either this deal or nothing else. Is there room or are there opportunities to amend a deal?
Well, I'm always leery when people say there's no room for a deal. I think that President Trump is actually negotiating with his bellicosity, but the Iranians are responding back with bellicosity. I think there is a room to move. I think there is a place to go, and I'm always baffled by people say, well, this is the only deal, and any deal is better than no deal. When you say that, you're negotiating from a position of weakness, and you'll be taken advantage of almost every time. And that's what happened to us under the previous administration. And that's why I think President Trump's doing what he needs to do here to protect the American interests.
The previous administration also overlooked a whole lot of other realities that were going on in the Middle East, Iran's regional ambitions, and of course their belligerence, which seemed to get even more emboldened as they got closer to the deal. It was so obvious that the Obama administration wanted a deal that Iran pushed the envelope even before signing the dotted line. So we are left here with the consequences of that. Let's say we walk away from the deal. What does that mean with respect to the stability of the region? Would it get worse or could it get better?
Well, and actually, there's a potential that it could get worse, but I think it also potentially could get better because it would require other regional states to step up and balance against the Iranians, which we haven't had since the Iraqis had their problem with Saddam Hussein and what we did after that. The problem is Iran is taking a vacuum that's in the region and they're expanding. And that's the problem when you don't balance the power out. And when you create the deal that we did, you actually gave fuel to the fire for the Iranians. And that's why it's time for back, reassess. And President Trump's already reassessed.
Right.
And it's time to move forward. And I think he's ready and prepared to move forward. And if so, I think we'll get a better deal for the United States.
Representative Biggs, let me ask you quickly about this special election to fill the seat of Trent Franks. Democrats sort of hoping perhaps that somehow they'll pull this off or find a moral victory. What's your assessment on what the outcome's going to be?
Well, I think the Republican Debbie Lesko is going to win. She'll be a great congresswoman. I have every bit of confidence in her. And I think the Democrats, quite frankly, if they get within 10 points, they'll view it as a moral victory in that district. And I think it's going to be about 10, 11 points for Debbie. And you know what? I don't think there's the blue wave there. If Republicans run on the Trump agenda and the Republican Party platform, if we run toward that, we win every time because the American people want those things, lower taxes, less regulation, those types of things.
Yeah, I'll be talking about all that economic stuff later on in the show. But to your point, really good news. Congressman Biggs, thanks you very, very much. Really appreciate it.
Thanks, Charles.